It's my turn with the pot. No, I said I cooked today. I reached the well first. Don't grab the bucket. No, I was here before you. Let go. It's my turn tonight. No, I slept there yesterday.
Long ago, in a village near a great river, there lived a farmer named Kofi. Kofi had 2 wives. The first wife was called Adwa, and she had 3 children. The second wife was called Amma, and she had 2 children. Kofi built one big compound with 2 separate huts, one for each wife. He thought this was fair, but fairness is easy to plan and hard to live. Adwa was the first wife, and she never let anyone forget it. "I was here before the ground was swept for that woman," she would say, stirring her soup loudly so the whole compound could hear. Amma was younger and sharp-tongued. "A old pot does not mean good soup," she would reply, sweeping dust toward Adwa's doorstep with her broom. The children learned to fight the way they learned to walk, early and without thinking. Adwa's eldest son, Kweku, would steal yams from Amma's store. Amma's daughter, little Abena, would pour sand into Adwa's cooking fire. The compound was never quiet. Even the goats seemed nervous. Kofi tried to keep peace. He bought Adwa a new pot. He bought Amma a new wrapper. Then Adwa wanted a new wrapper too. Then Amma wanted 2 pots. "I am one man," Kofi cried one evening, holding his head. "I have only 2 hands and 1 back." But nobody listened, because both wives were shouting at the same time. One dry season, a sickness came to the village. It was not a killing sickness, but it made people weak and tired. He lay on his mat, thin and hot with fever. The village healer said he needs hot broth every morning, cool water at noon, and rest. If he does not get these things, he will not rise. The first day, Adwa made the broth, but she made it too little, because she did not want Amma to eat any. Amma brought the cool water at noon, but she came late, because she was busy telling her sister about Adwa's bad cooking. Kofi grew weaker. The second day, both women argued about whose turn it was to fetch water from the river. They argued so long that noon passed and Kofi had no water at all. His lips cracked like dry earth. The children sat outside, looking at their feet. Even little Abena did not feel like causing trouble. She could hear her father coughing inside the hut, and it frightened her. Kweku, who was 12 and the oldest of all the children, stood up. "Come," he said to his brothers and to Abena and her younger brother Kobi. "Come with me." Kweku led the children to the river. They filled every pot, every calabash, every cup they could carry. Then they came back and divided it, half at Adwa's doorstep, half at Amma's. Then Kweku went behind the compound where the old yam barn stood. He dug up yams from the shared store that Kofi had kept for hard times, and he gave them to both mothers. "Cook," he said simply. He was only a boy, but he said it like a man who was tired. Adwa looked at him, Amma looked at him. Then they both looked away from each other and went inside to cook. That evening, 2 bowls of broth sat outside Kofi's door. Kweku carried them both in, mixed them together in one big bowl, and fed his father slowly, spoon by spoon. Kofi opened his eyes and looked at his son. "Who made this?" "Both of them," said Kweku. Kofi was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "It is the best broth I have ever tasted." Kofi got better slowly, like a fire that grows from one small coal. When he could finally sit up and walk to the door, he called everyone into the compound, both wives, all 5 children, even the nervous goats. He looked at Adwa, he looked at Amma, he looked at his children. "I almost died," he said, "not from sickness, from foolishness, my foolishness and yours." The women opened their mouths. He raised his hand. "I have not been fair. I have tried to buy peace instead of building it. And you too," he looked at them both. "You have fought so hard to win that you almost lost everything. What does a woman win when her husband is dead? What does a child win when the home is broken?" Nobody answered. Even the goats were still. "Kweku," said Kofi, "come here." The boy came forward, unsure. "Your son fed me when you were fighting over who should feed me," Kofi said to both women. A 12-year-old boy had more sense than all of us. He placed his hand on Kweku's shoulder. "What do you want, my son? Ask me anything." Kweku thought for a moment. He looked at Abena. He looked at little Kobi. He looked at his own brothers. "I want us to eat together," he said. "One fire, one pot, every evening." Adwa made a sound like she had swallowed something bitter. Amma folded her arms. But Kofi nodded. "It is done. Every evening, one fire." It was not easy. The first week, Adwa put too much pepper in the stew. Amma said nothing, but she drank 3 cups of water. The second week, Amma forgot the salt. Adwa said nothing, but she pressed her lips together like a sealed door. But the children ate happily, loudly, spilling soup on themselves, laughing at nothing. And slowly, the way the river moves, without you seeing it but always getting somewhere, the 2 women began to soften. One evening, Amma's pot cracked in the fire. Before she could speak, Adwa handed her the big wooden spoon and said, "Use my pot. The soup is already halfway done." Amma took the spoon. She did not say thank you, but she stirred the soup gently, as if it were something she cared about. That was more than enough. The village people used to say, "A house with 2 fires burns itself down." But after that dry season, they changed the saying. They said, "A house with 2 fires can also give twice the warmth, if the fires agree to face the same way." And in Kofi's compound, from that year forward, there was still noise, still argument, still the occasional broom sweeping dust toward the wrong doorstep. But every evening, when the sun turned the sky orange and the birds went quiet, one fire burned in the middle of the compound, and around it sat 5 children and 2 women and 1 grateful man eating from the same pot. And the soup was always good.